Welcome to Thoughts from Dinkins Bottom Road. It is a rainy Tuesday morning, and on the way here, I was listening to a podcast, and what's on my mind as a result of that podcast is this. You know, I've said this, you may have said this too. I'm my worst critic, which is often a badge of honor. And it's basically saying there's nothing you can say that is worse than I already say to myself. And so we often say, you know, I am my worst critic. The flip side of that should also be true. We should also be our own best cheerleader. I am the best cheerleader for me that there is. I'm my own worst critic, and I'm my own best cheerleader. And this is so important. Because you have to, at some level, like yourself, be best friends with yourself, encourage yourself, talk to yourself, so that you can move through life. Now, as a believer, there's a little caveat to that. For instance, David in Scripture, and I think it's in Samuel, he says, the Scripture says David was distressed that people were about to stone him, so he's really down. But then it says, but David encouraged himself in the Lord. So David, who was his worst critic, who knew that he was down and in a bad state, knew that he needed to pause a moment and come alongside himself and encourage himself so that he could make it through the tough time that he was going through. And he encouraged himself in the Lord. In the Lord meaning this particular situation did not catch God off guard. He knew that I would be in it in this moment, and he knew that I was already equipped to make it through this particular bad day or this particular bad situation. It's also in terms of like outside of that scripture, just one step further, is when I'm having a great day, this is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. I will encourage myself in the good times. I will tell myself that when I'm depressed and having a difficult time, that God is with me. God created me for this moment. Let's get into action. Let's meet this head on. You can get through this. And you tell yourself that even when you feel like you can't. And you tell yourself over and over and over and over again. Because at times you need to be your own best friend. You need to be the one that is encouraging you. Because you take you with you everywhere you go. And sometimes your friends are not around. It's not because they don't care. It's not because they wouldn't be there if you called. But there are times when you are just alone and it's just you and you. You need to encourage yourself in the Lord that God is with you, that God created you for this moment, and you can get through this. You have the strength to do it. That is what you have to tell yourself. So anyway, I just thought it was very profound. It was as a result of some of the stuff that podcast was talking about, and I am just thinking about that in the depth of that truth today. So there you go. There's Thoughts from Dinkins Bottom Road, and I hope you have a wonderful, awesome, rainy, wet day. Grace and peace.